Guess what, Better Call Saul fans? A few lucky fans watched the upcoming mid-season premiere at the Tribeca Film Festival ahead of its release, and they're calling it unbearably tense. Wow. We thought it couldn't get more nail-biting, but episode 7 taught us to never underestimate the writers. We're just as anxious as you are to watch the next episode. But when will it drop? Well, we've got you covered, guys, so keep watching. First up, when's Better Call Saul returning? Listen, guys, we're not going to keep you waiting. The mid-season premiere is going to drop on AMC on Monday, July 11th. Be sure to tune in with us at 9 p.m. Eastern Time, because we're going to need to hold someone's hand to get through it. Now that we've got that out of the way, let's get into the meat of things. The lucky ones who got to watch episode 8 at the Tribeca Film Festival were asked not to give away any spoilers. But we never wanted that, did we? No, we just want a few breadcrumbs, something to help us speculate, you know? So what were their reactions? And what can we expect? Well, it's shocking, it's terrifying, and it's satisfying. Hoai Tran, the news editor and critic at Slash Film, was one of the lucky individuals who got a chance to watch the mid-season premiere at the Tribeca Film Festival. Just like everyone else, she was sworn into secrecy, but she did manage to spill a few details that got us really intrigued. But first, a quick spoilery recap. Lalo's got something cooking for Gus, and it ain't pretty. Gus, on the other hand, is paranoid and doing everything he can to get to Lalo first. Jimmy and Kim got a visit by the dangerously charming Lalo, and Howard had a mind-blowing revelation at the receiving end of Lalo's gun. Sorry, we had to. We love you, Patrick Fabian. You deserve an Emmy for plan and execution. So, what's Hoai Tran's review? In a nutshell, she wrote that we're probably gonna be hyperventilating once we watch the episode. That's a really good sign. The episode doesn't let up the tension at any time, but it gives you a little hope for how things might end. Hope in the Breaking Bad universe? We're not used to that, but we'll bite. According to Hoai Tran, the episode is a wonderfully tense return for the series after its brief hiatus, and it's bringing us all kinds of jaw-dropping twists. Just to give you a taste of what we might be getting, the episode was written by none other than Gordon Smith. He also wrote Kushada, Namaste, and Bagman, which were all some of the best in the series. And he also wrote this tiny little episode called Rockin' Hard Place. And we all know how much we cried at the end of that, don't we? Next up, episode 8 is all about Lalo Salamanca. We forgot to mention that the episode's directed by Vince Gilligan, and it's the same combination of Smith and Gilligan that we got in Bagman. So not only will it be beautifully shot, it'll be anxiety-inducing in the best way possible. For starters, Hoai Tran noted that there are scenes in the episode that will have us really worried about Kim, but she didn't offer more details. Come on, you can't play with our hearts like that. We've already got too much caffeine pumping in there. But jokes aside, she also revealed Lalo's going to take center stage in the next episode. He's been looming in the background throughout much of this season, but episode 8 will give him a chance to spread his wings. According to Hoai Tran, he's finally evolved into the terrifying crime lord we've only seen glimpses of so far. As a result, Gus has his back against the wall the entire time, and Mike's stringent security measures are tested against Lalo's criminal genius. Jonathan Banks and Giancarlo Esposito's performances in this episode were praised by Hoai Tran as being emotional and gripping. And when you've got flawless actors such as Bob Odenkirk, Rhea Seehorn, and Tony Dalton in the mix, the praise is particularly noteworthy. So, early reviews are glowing, and at the time of this video, July 11th is less than 3 weeks away. We're definitely not ready, are we? It's Gustavo Fring and Mike Emmertrout versus Lalo Salamanca, and Jimmy and Kim are in over their heads and stuck in the crossfire. We know who makes it to Breaking Bad and who doesn't, but does it mean the ones who don't are dead? In Nacho's and Howard's cases, yes, but in Lalo's and Kim's, well, we've got a few theories. Theory 1. Lalo survives Better Call Saul. The theory that Lalo will survive the events of Better Call Saul is the most plausible one out there. At least it's more plausible than the theory that Nacho's dad ends up killing Lalo. Yeah, we don't think that's gonna happen anytime soon, but let's go back to Breaking Bad for a sec. In episode 8 of season 2, Walt and Jesse kidnap Saul and take him to the desert to threaten him into getting Badger out of jail. But Saul asks them if a guy named Lalo sent them and blames a certain Ignacio for whatever happened. He also calls himself the Amigo del Cartel. So this points to a few things. Saul doesn't know whether Lalo or Nacho is dead. To him, both of them are out there. We know Nacho's already dead by the time Breaking Bad comes around, but we don't know Lalo's fate yet. He's wanted for murder in the US, so it's possible that he just went back to Mexico and started again after going toe-to-toe with Gus and Mike. Could he return after the events of Breaking Bad? Well, we'll find out. Theory 2. Kim takes the fall for Howard's death. This theory isn't too far-fetched anymore. Howard died in Jimmy and Kim's apartment, and Lalo could easily make her take the fall for it. The theory goes that Jimmy helps him pin the blame of Howard's murder on Kim, and she goes to prison. He won't be doing that on purpose though, since Lalo will have his gun on him the whole time. Kim's always done everything in her power to protect Jimmy, so it's plausible that she might agree to take the fall. Then the events of Breaking Bad happen and she gets out of jail. Jimmy's in Omaha, pretending to be Gene Takovec. She eventually tracks him down and the two have some sort of bittersweet end together. It's a really sad ending, but it's something we can expect from the writers of Better Call Saul. But it's just theories though. In Jimmy and Kim's world, anything can happen. We'll just have to wait and find out. And now for some other news. Starting with Walt and Jesse's roles are bigger than anticipated. Part 2 of Season 6 isn't just about the original BCS cast, guys. The OGs from Breaking Bad are making a comeback. We already knew Bryan Cranston and Aaron Paul were gonna make cameos in Season 6, but apparently their roles are much bigger than we first thought. It's not gonna be just cameos, and this comes straight from Bob Odenkirk. At the Tribeca Film Festival, he spoke with Metro and revealed that Walt and Jesse appear in more than one episode. That's right, more Jesse Pinkman energy, baby. And according to the show's composer, Dave Porter, their return to the series is going to be deeply satisfying for fans. They're going to be introduced organically, and it'll be a proper send-off for the prequel. We can't wait. Next, AMC wants another spinoff. Dan McDermott, the big boss at AMC Networks, is a simple man at heart. Vince Gilligan and Peter Gould called to say they've got another show in mind. He picks up and says yes. No, but seriously, he's really open to that idea. Speaking with Variety, he said that he's willing to do anything to encourage Gilligan and Peter to expand on the Breaking Bad universe. His door's always open to the idea. But would it be a good one though? Well, if you've got the OG writers and showrunners from Breaking Bad, we'd bet that it'd work. But fans agree that it's not a great idea, at least on paper. We've got a prequel series, an original series, and a sequel movie. According to fans, the characters' stories have been told. But really, we're hoping Gilligan creates another show that's just as realistic and gritty as Breaking Bad, but maybe set in another universe. And finally, Giancarlo Esposito teases Gus's endgame. Lalo's got something up his sleeve for Gus, we know that much. But according to Esposito, Gus has something planned too. Speaking with Insider, audiences are in for a huge surprise. We know Gus survives in Breaking Bad, and that's no longer in Lalo's crosshairs. Don Eladio and Juan Bolsa are happy with him, and Lalo's missing or dead. But that's not the important thing in the Breaking Bad universe. Fans want to know how things happen, not why they happen. Gilligan and his team are masters of doing that. And so far, Gus is in a more vulnerable position than we've ever seen him before. Honestly, Lalo might be a better adversary for Gus than Walter White ever was. What do you think? Anyway, Esposito teased that audiences are going to be at the edge of their seats even though they know who makes it to Breaking Bad and who doesn't. Gus doesn't like being vulnerable, and as a result, he'll have something sinister in store for Lalo as we dive into the final 6 episodes of Better Call Saul. And that's a wrap, folks. Thanks for watching. Till next time.